Magnetic north is not where it used to be.
So the magnetic pole was racing across the Arctic Ocean towards Siberia.
Is moving about 40 kilometers per year.
Scientists now say a flip of north and south is looking more and more certain.
Will have significant consequences for our high technology civilization.
If something terrible happened and it happened tomorrow, we might not see 2027.
For more than a century, it has been drifting away from the Canadian Arctic and racing toward Siberia. And today, it is moving at around 35 kilometers per year. That might not sound terrifying at first. After all, you do not wake up and notice your compass acting drunk. But this movement is not random. It is a sign that something deep inside Earth is changing thousands of kilometers below our feet in the ocean of molten metal that generates our planet's magnetic field. And that raises a strange question. If magnetic north keeps moving this fast, what happens next? Could our navigation systems be affected? Could animals that rely on Earth's magnetic field get confused? And is this just a normal wobble, or is Earth slowly preparing for something much bigger, a magnetic pole reversal? Because the truth is, Earth's magnetic north is running away, and scientists are still trying to understand exactly why. So what is actually happening down there? About 1,800 miles beneath your feet, far below anything humans have ever drilled into, there is an ocean. Not an ocean of water, but of liquid iron and nickel, swirling at temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. This churning metal acts like a planet-sized generator, and it is what gives Earth its magnetic field. Scientists call this process the geodynamo. But here is the thing. That field is not perfectly stable. It twists, weakens in places, and sometimes shifts in ways that surprise even the experts. Recent satellite data has revealed something fascinating. Underneath Earth's surface, there appear to be two enormous magnetic blobs. One sits beneath Canada, the other beneath Siberia. For decades, the Canadian blob was the dominant force, and that is why magnetic north hovered politely over the Arctic, near Ellesmere Island. But the Siberian blob has been winning. Call it the core tug-of-war. Two invisible giants pulling on the same compass needle, and one of them has been gaining ground for over 100 years. Now, the question you are probably thinking is, why does any of this actually matter to me? Well, it matters more than you might think. But that is not even the most interesting part. Magnetic north used to drift at a sleepy pace, around 6 miles a year. Then, in the 1990s, something changed. Its speed jumped, and jumped again. By the early 2000s, it was sprinting across the Arctic at more than 30 miles a year. That is roughly the length of Manhattan covered every single year, by a pole that many people assume should stay still. To put this into perspective, if you started walking from Times Square at the same speed magnetic north is moving, you would be halfway across the country before the end of your career. That is a planetary feature behaving like a tourist on a road trip. And this matters because so much of our modern world quietly depends on knowing exactly where magnetic north is. Airplanes use it for navigation. Ships still rely on it. Your smartphone has a tiny magnetometer inside it. Even oil rigs drilling in the Arctic need precise magnetic data to point in the right direction. To keep up, scientists have to update something called the World Magnetic Model. Normally, this model is refreshed every 5 years, but in 2019, magnetic north was moving so unexpectedly that researchers had to release an emergency update ahead of schedule just to keep navigation systems honest. A planet quietly rewriting its own map while we scramble to catch up. Here is what nobody really talks about. Animals notice this too. Sea turtles, migratory birds, salmon, even certain whales rely on Earth's magnetic field to cross thousands of miles of open ocean and sky. Some scientists believe that mass strandings of whales and the strange confusion sometimes seen in migrating birds might be connected to sudden shifts in the magnetic environment. Imagine using a GPS that quietly changes the destination every few years without telling you. That is the world. Many migratory species are now flying through. The same invisible force that points the needle on a hiker's compass also guides a robin across continents. Now, the bigger question: is Earth preparing for a magnetic pole reversal? Throughout our planet's history, magnetic north and south have completely swapped places, hundreds of times. The last full reversal happened around 780,000 years ago. The last partial one, the Lachamp event, happened about 42,000 years ago, and the magnetic field temporarily dropped to less than 10% of its normal strength. That is not a small detail. A weaker field means more cosmic radiation reaches the surface. Some researchers have linked the Lachamp event to dramatic shifts in climate, and even to the extinction of certain large mammals. So, are we due for another flip? The honest answer is no one knows for sure. Earth's magnetic field has been weakening by about 9% over the last 200 years, especially over a region called the South Atlantic Anomaly. This is a patch where the field is unusually thin, stretching across South America and the southern Atlantic Ocean. Satellites flying through this zone already experience more technical glitches because they are getting hit with more radiation. But a reversal, if one is coming, would not happen overnight. It could take hundreds, even thousands of years to fully unfold. So, if you are worried that your compass will spin around tomorrow morning, it will not. Still, the fact that the field is weakening while magnetic north races toward Siberia is unusual enough that scientists are paying very close attention. So let's bring this back to the surface. Magnetic north is not just a point on a map. It is a window into the hidden machinery of our planet. A constantly shifting reminder that Earth is not a static rock. It is alive in its own strange way, with currents of molten metal swirling beneath us, generating the shield that helps protect all life on the surface. For now, that field is still strong enough to deflect most of the harmful radiation from the sun. The aurora still dance over the poles. Birds still find their way home. Compasses still point in roughly the right direction. But the core tug-of-war continues. The Siberian blob is winning. The field is weakening in patches, and magnetic north is moving faster than any human has ever measured before. Whether this is a temporary wobble or the early whisper of something much larger is the question scientists are racing to answer. So, cosmonauts, here is something to think about. If Earth's magnetic field is the invisible shield that has guided life, weather, and navigation for billions of years, what does it actually mean when that shield starts to shift beneath our feet, and we cannot do a single thing to stop it? Let us know what you think in the comments.